Hey, if you're a founder or just someone who's really ambitious, have you ever had that feeling that you're just moving through mud? You're putting in all the hours, you're doing the work, but everything just feels clunky, kind of slow. Well, in this explainer, we're going to unpack that hidden drag on your performance and show you how to finally unlock your natural speed.
You know that feeling, right? You're trying so hard to build momentum, but every single step just feels forced. Yeah, progress is happening, but it's painfully slow, and man, it's costing you a ton of energy. It's this weird drag that slows down not just your projects, but your own feeling of getting better, of having any real momentum.
And what's our first instinct? We blame ourselves, don't we? We think, ugh, I just need to be more disciplined. But what if the real cause isn't a personal failing at all? What if it's some invisible force, like a hidden tax you're paying day in and day out without even realizing it?
So let's get to the diagnosis. We're going to put a name on this hidden drag. We call it the conformity tax. And honestly, this is the key. It's the key to understanding that feeling of heaviness, because once you can actually name it, you can start to take it apart.
So what is this tax exactly? Well, it's the performance hit you take every time you copy someone else's playbook. It's all that friction you create when you ignore your own gut instincts and force yourself to work in a way that just feels unnatural, just because you saw it work for somebody else.
And this really is the core difference. On one path, you've got imitation-driven work. That's where you're paying the tax. The work feels forced, progress is sluggish, and it just drains you. But on the other path, you have instinct-driven work. Here, you stop paying that tax. The work feels lighter, your improvement actually accelerates, and get this, the work itself starts to create energy. Look, this isn't just some abstract theory. Let's look at the evidence. And I want you to think of this not as a problem of effort, but as a simple mechanical error. It's just a problem with alignment. We actually see this play out perfectly in the story of a creator who was caught in this exact trap. These were their exact words. This person was trying to succeed by mimicking all the popular styles out there, convinced it was the only way to get good. But instead, they just felt stuck. They were paying a super heavy conformity tax, and it was stalling out their growth completely.
So what changed? It's not what you think. They didn't decide to work longer hours or just, push harder. The shift was way simpler and honestly, way more powerful. They just decided to run a little experiment. What would happen if they just tried working in a style that felt natural to them, even if it was different from what everyone else was doing?
And the result? It was basically immediate. Their improvement didn't just crawl forward, it took off. It accelerated. All the skills that were buried deep down under that pressure to conform, they started to bubble up to the surface. The talent was there the whole time. It was just hidden by a really inefficient approach.
Okay, so if the diagnosis is the conformity tax, what's the prescription? It's a framework we call the Natural Style Protocol. And this isn't just some vague, feel-good tip. It's a real strategic shift in how you operate.
So the Natural Style Protocol is simply the deliberate, intentional practice of your authentic working style. Think of it as the foundational brick of your whole operational identity. When your style is authentic, that's when your efforts really start to pay off big time. So how do you actually do this? It's a pretty simple three-step process. First, you've got to identify your natural tendencies. Like, are you a sprinter who works in these intense bursts? Or are you more of a marathoner who needs that slow and steady progress? Do you think best by talking things out or by being alone and writing? Step 2, you practice that style deliberately. And third, you let those authentic strengths lead the way. You have to trust that your natural way of doing things is actually your fastest path to getting really, really good.
All right, so this brings us to the action plan. You're basically at a crossroads. You can keep going down this path of heavy imitation, paying that tax every single day, or you can make a strategic pivot toward accelerated mastery, just by embracing your own instincts.
Please remember this. Your greatest strengths are not skills you need to go out and build from scratch. They are often the very things you're pushing down because they feel a little different. The moment you stop hiding how you naturally work is the moment your true speed, your true velocity, finally shows up.
So the real kicker is this. That feeling of fighting for every single inch of progress, that's a signal. It's a signal that you're literally fighting against your own nature. The moment you align your work with your instincts, that friction just disappears, and growth becomes smoother and much, much faster. And that leaves us with one final question for you to really think about. Consider your own work, your own projects. Where do you feel that drag?
What opportunities, what speed, and what energy is the conformity tax costing you right now?
If you're ready to stop paying that tax, if you're ready to make that pivot from heavy imitation to accelerated mastery, then the logical next step is to strengthen that authentic skill of yours. You can explore a bunch of resources to help you do just that over at 365freedom.com.